Ladies and gentlemen, there comes a moment, often quiet, almost unnoticed, when everything changes. It doesn't come with fanfare or lightning in the sky. It doesn't require permission from the world, and yet it holds within it the raw power to rewrite the very course of your destiny. That moment is the instant you decide. Not wish, not hope, not want, but decide with full conviction and unwavering belief that your life will no longer be a reflection of the past, but a bold declaration of the future you intend to create. You see, every person walking this earth is gifted with the same remarkable power, the power of choice. But what separates those who rise from those who remain stuck is not talent, not luck, not background. It is one decision, a decision so absolute, so final, that it creates a shift deep within the soul. That shift is not seen immediately, but it starts a fire, one that cannot be extinguished. Some may call it a turning point, but let's call it what it truly is, a rebirth of purpose. Most live their lives like passengers, waiting for direction, waiting for someone to tell them when to go, what to do, who to become. But destiny does not belong to the passive. It belongs to the intentional. The moment you say, no more of the old, I will forge the new, you take the pen out of fate's hand and place it into your own. That one decision, it is the decision to claim ownership. Ownership of your mind, your time, your energy, your habits, your vision. It is a decision that says, I will no longer be a victim of my circumstances. I will be the architect of my destiny. History doesn't remember the comfortable. It remembers the courageous. And every courageous individual, without exception, was faced with a moment where they stood at the crossroads between who they were and who they were called to be. And they chose the latter, not because it was easy, but because it was necessary. Let this message be a challenge, a call to arms. There is a version of you that is waiting for you to wake up, shake off the excuses, and step into your greatness. But it cannot begin until you decide. Do not be deceived. This decision will demand everything from you. It will demand you to rise earlier, to focus deeper, to believe when there's no evidence, and to keep moving when quitting seems more convenient. But in return, it will grant you everything you've ever dreamed of: purpose, power, and peace. It is not the decision that others expect of you. It is the one that ignites your soul. It is not the logical decision, the convenient decision, or even the popular decision. It is the right one, the kind that scares you and excites you in equal measure. That's when you know it's real. So I ask you now, what if today was the day you made that decision, the one that redefines your identity, the one that breaks the cycle, the one that sets you on a path so true, so unshakable, that even the universe pauses and listens? Because this one decision, this one choice, will not just change your path. It will rewrite your destiny. Absolutely. Here are 6 powerful takeaway points from the speech. The power of a single decision. One bold, intentional decision has the potential to completely transform the direction of your life. It becomes the spark that ignites lasting change. Ownership over circumstance. True transformation begins when you stop blaming circumstances and start taking full ownership of your thoughts, actions, and destiny. Intentional living vs. passive existing. Greatness doesn't come to those who wait for direction. It comes to those who live deliberately with a clear purpose and vision. Courage at the crossroads. Every person faces a moment where they must choose between who they've been and who they're meant to become. Choosing growth requires courage. The cost of change. Making a destiny-altering decision will demand more from you: discipline, belief, and perseverance. But the reward is a life of fulfillment and impact. The call to act now. Waiting is the enemy of destiny. The time to make that life-defining decision is now, because your future begins the moment you choose it. The power of a single decision is often underestimated, yet it's in that one pivotal moment where the course of your life can change forever. Most people move through life allowing their circumstances, emotions, or the opinions of others to dictate their direction. They believe they need to wait for the perfect time or for external factors to align before they can make a meaningful decision. However, the truth is that transformation does not require perfect timing. It requires a decision. And that decision can come at any time, in any situation, with any set of conditions. Consider this. Life does not change with small incremental shifts or passive choices. True, life-altering change begins with a single decision that is made with full intention and conviction. This decision is not about wishful thinking or vague goals. It's about making a choice that shifts your mindset, redefines your focus, and demands action. Think of every person who has achieved something extraordinary. Their success did not happen because they waited for the right moment. It happened because they decided against all odds that they would not continue down the same path. They took full responsibility for their future and made a commitment to themselves that would not be easily undone. It was a decision to reject complacency, to refuse to stay where they were, and to push forward despite the challenge. It's also important to understand that this decision doesn't just change the surface level of life. It alters the very fabric of your thinking, your priorities, and your actions. When you decide to take control of your life, you don't simply wake up one day and act differently. You start seeing opportunities where others see obstacles. You begin taking steps that align with your vision, and your decisions become a reflection of your newfound purpose. This decision isn't just about moving forward in your career or reaching a personal goal. It's about your entire way of life. It's the decision to live intentionally, to not let circumstances control you, but instead to take the reins of your life. When you decide that your destiny is in your hands, everything changes. Doors begin to open, new paths appear, and you start seeing things you couldn't see before. It all begins with that one decision, the decision that you are no longer going to be a passive observer of your life, but an active participant in shaping your future. That decision, once made, starts a chain reaction that propels you toward your destiny. True transformation begins the moment you take full ownership of your life. This is one of the most powerful shifts you can make because it places you at the helm of your own ship, guiding it wherever you choose. The idea of ownership goes beyond the simple act of taking responsibility for your actions. It's about recognizing that you are the creator of your reality. Your thoughts, your choices, and your actions directly influence the outcomes in your life. Many people go through life blaming circumstances, other people, or the past for their current situation. They feel like they have no control over what happens to them, and in doing so, they disempower themselves. They may say, "I can't succeed because of my upbringing," or "the economy is too bad for me to make any progress," or "I don't have the right connections to get ahead." These beliefs trap them in a cycle of helplessness and limit their ability to change. However, the moment you decide to take full ownership, you break free from this cycle. You no longer see yourself as a victim of life's circumstances, but as the author of your own story. When you own your decisions, your actions, and even your failures, you understand that the power to change rests with you. You realize that it's not the circumstances that shape you, but how you respond to them. You start to view challenges as opportunities for growth rather than insurmountable obstacles. Taking ownership also means recognizing that your time, energy, and focus are yours to control. You can choose how to invest them, who to surround yourself with, and what goals to pursue. When you take responsibility for your thoughts and actions, you stop allowing others to dictate your pace or your direction. You stop waiting for permission to succeed or for someone to tell you what to do next. Instead, you trust your instincts, take decisive action, and set your own course. Moreover, owning your life means acknowledging that you are not the sum of your past mistakes or setbacks. You can learn from them, but they do not define you. The power to move forward lies in your ability to let go of the blame and excuses, and instead focus on what you can do today to shape a better future. In essence, ownership transforms your mindset from passive to active, from reactionary to intentional. When you own your life, you take the reins and your future becomes a reflection of the power and control you've reclaimed. Living intentionally is a powerful concept that requires a shift in mindset. Most people move through life on autopilot, reacting to external events, going through the motions, and letting circumstances dictate their direction. But those who achieve great things are not those who merely react to life. They are those who live with purpose and clarity, constantly making choices aligned with their vision. To live intentionally means to be fully conscious of the decisions you make and the actions you take. It's about creating a life by design rather than living by default. When you live with intention, you are not waiting for things to happen to you. You are actively shaping your reality. Every decision you make, big or small, becomes a building block toward the future you want to create. Whether it's choosing how to spend your time, who to spend it with, or what goals to prioritize, living intentionally ensures that your actions are aligned with your greater purpose. Most people often live in reaction to their circumstances. They let outside factors like the opinions of others, societal expectations, or unpredictable events determine their actions. This reactive approach can leave you feeling out of control and at the mercy of life's unpredictability. However, living intentionally puts you back in control. It empowers you to decide what you want from life and then take deliberate steps toward making that a reality. Intentional living also means prioritizing what matters most to you. It requires you to identify your core values, your passions, and your long-term vision, and then make decisions that reflect these priorities. It's about being proactive, not passive. It means saying yes to the opportunities that bring you closer to your goals, and saying no to the distractions that steer you off course. Living intentionally doesn't mean you won't face challenges or setbacks. It simply means that you face them with a purpose-driven mindset. Even when things don't go as planned, intentional living helps you stay focused on the bigger picture. You are able to make adjustments, learn from mistakes, and keep moving forward because your decisions are anchored in a deeper sense of direction and purpose. When you live intentionally, you are constantly evaluating where you are, where you want to go, and what needs to be done to get there. It's not about reacting to life as it happens, but about creating a life that reflects your true desires and aspirations, and by doing so, you take full ownership of your future. Every individual faces moments in life when they stand at a crossroads, moments that define whether they will continue on their current path or step into something greater. These are the pivotal junctures where everything can change, if only you have the courage to choose. The decision to change, to step into your true potential, is not an easy one. It is often fraught with fear, doubt, and uncertainty. But it is also a defining moment, one that separates those who rise to greatness from those who remain in their comfort zones. At these crossroads, the path of least resistance is often the one we are most tempted to take. It's the path that feels familiar, the one that doesn't require much risk or effort. The comfort zone is a place where the status quo reigns, where you can live without pushing yourself too hard, but also where growth is stunted. But greatness does not lie along the comfortable path. It lies in the direction that challenges you, that forces you to confront your fears, and that demands your full commitment. The key to making the right choice when faced with these crossroads is courage. The courage to face the unknown and to believe in your ability to navigate through it. It's the courage to push through fear, to take that first step into uncharted territory, knowing that the journey ahead may not be easy, but will be worth it. Every successful individual has had to make that choice at some point, choosing the difficult, less certain road because they saw the potential for growth and transformation on the other side. This is where personal growth begins, at the intersection of fear and courage. When you choose the path of courage, you choose the opportunity to evolve. You choose the chance to expand your limits, to learn new skills, and to unlock potential you may not even know you had. It's in these moments that you find out what you are truly made of. The crossroads also challenge you to choose between who you are and who you are meant to become. The person who you are today is not the same as the person you will become after taking that leap. Growth demands that you let go of old identities, habits, and mindsets. It requires that you evolve, that you leave behind what is comfortable in order to step into a future filled with possibility. At these crossroads, the courageous decide not just to walk, but to run toward the unknown, knowing that their future is shaped by the boldness of their choices. Making a life-changing decision is not a one-time event that brings instant results. It's a process that demands consistent effort, resilience, and commitment. The decision to pursue a new path, to break free from old habits or limitations, will challenge you in ways you cannot foresee. It will ask more of you than you ever thought you were capable of giving. But in return, the rewards are immeasurable. It's not just about the destination you're heading toward, it's about the transformation that happens within you along the way. When you decide to step into a new chapter, you are not only making a commitment to your future, but to your growth. The journey will not always be smooth. There will be obstacles, setbacks, and moments of doubt. But these are not signs to quit. They are part of the process. Every challenge you face is an opportunity to grow stronger, wiser, and more capable. Success does not come without struggle, and the path to greatness is never without its difficulties. The key is to stay committed to the decision you made, even when things get tough. Resilience becomes the foundation of your transformation. It is the ability to push through when everything inside you tells you to stop. It is the refusal to give up, even when the road seems long and the progress slow. Resilience is what separates those who make a decision and walk away from those who make a decision and see it through to the end. When you commit to the long-term process of growth, you understand that failure is not a permanent state. It's simply a stepping stone on the path to success. The decision to change also requires you to develop new habits, to cultivate discipline, and to stay focused on your goals. It means saying no to distractions, to instant gratification, and to anything that does not align with your vision. Success is built upon the small, consistent actions you take every day. These actions, when repeated over time, compound into extraordinary results. But it all starts with that one decision to make a change and to stick with it. Ultimately, the decision to change your life asks for everything from you, but in return it gives you everything you've ever dreamed of. A life of purpose, fulfillment, and impact. It may not be easy, but it is always worth it. Through resilience, discipline, and commitment, you will find that the greatest reward is not just reaching your destination, it's becoming the person you were always meant to be along the way. The idea of waiting for the right time is one of the most dangerous illusions we can entertain. Time is not something we can control or predict with certainty, and the perfect moment rarely comes knocking on the door. It is easy to fall into the trap of thinking that there will be a better time, a more convenient time, or a time when all conditions align perfectly for us to make the decision we know we need to make. But the truth is, the best time to make a life-changing decision is always now. The moment you delay the decision is the moment you delay your growth, your progress, and your future. Waiting for the ideal circumstances only gives you more time to second-guess yourself, to let fear or doubt creep in, and to fall back into your comfort zone. The longer you wait, the harder it becomes to make that decision. You may even begin to rationalize why it's not the right time, why you should wait until later, or why things might change in the future. But every delay is a missed opportunity to start transforming your life. Making the decision to take action now, no matter the circumstances, is a declaration of your commitment to your future. It's a sign that you're ready to take control of your life, to stop waiting for permission or for the stars to align. By deciding now, you're making a statement that your goals, your dreams, and your aspirations are more important than your fears or excuses. The time to act is always present. Whether you're ready or not, the world doesn't wait for you to feel completely prepared. But what you may not realize is that by acting now, you will learn, grow, and evolve through the process. You will never have everything figured out at the start, but each step you take will bring clarity, experience, and a deeper understanding of what it truly takes to succeed. When you make the decision to act now, you create momentum. Momentum is powerful because it propels you forward. Even when you feel uncertain, it's through action that you build confidence, develop new skills, and begin to see results. Waiting, on the other hand, keeps you stuck in place. So when you make that one decision to move forward, even when it doesn't feel perfect, you set in motion a series of events that will guide you toward your desired future. The greatest mistake you can make is waiting for the right time. The right time is now. Take action. Start moving. The future you want is waiting for you to make the decision to claim it. In conclusion, the one decision that has the power to rewrite your destiny is not a monumental choice that requires grand preparation or perfect timing. It is the decision to take full ownership of your life, to act with intention, and to face fear with courage. When you decide to step away from the comfort of the known and embrace the uncertainty of the unknown, you unlock the doors to your potential and create the future you desire. This decision doesn't come without its challenges. It demands resilience, consistency, and the willingness to sacrifice the old in favor of the new. It calls you to let go of the past, to break free from limiting beliefs, and to choose growth every single day. But despite the difficulty, the rewards are profound. Through this single decision, you transform not only your circumstances, but also yourself, growing into someone capable of achieving what you once thought impossible. The key lies in making that decision now. Don't wait for the stars to align or for perfect conditions. Your future starts today, and it starts with the choice to move forward, to own your path, and to step into your true potential. It is through this decision that you take control of your destiny and create a life defined by purpose, success, and fulfillment. So make the choice, take action, and watch as your life begins to transform. Your destiny is waiting. It's time to rewrite it.